Hello and welcome to Central Florida Eats, the series where we hunt down must-try bites, hidden gems, and local favorites. We are in a new city with a new series, and there is lots of deliciousness coming your way. Brittany here from Vivacious Views, and today we're headed to Mr. and Miss Crab Juicy Seafood Bar here in Kissimmee, Florida. It is located in the Celebration Kissimmee area of Central Florida, right off of Highway 192. Y'all know this girl is hungry, so let's go eat. I believe this is the famous Mr. and Miss Crab here. Let's be together is the restaurant slogan. They've got some pirate theme, very kind of beachy theme going on in here. Welcome to the beach. Got the barrels, almost like a pirate ship vibe as you're walking in with the giant crabs and fish everywhere. Really cool design here at the hostess, and just as soon as you walk in the door, very immersive into this kind of pirate ship underwater feel. Got the sharks hanging from the ceiling over near their bar. They do have a designated bar area you could sit at. Got the pirates here. So a lot of fun photo ops as soon as you're walking in the restaurant. A lot of fun photos that you could grab with family and friends and the kiddos. But the design does seem to be that you are on a pirate ship out in the ocean, surrounded by the fish and the crabs and the coquina stone and the beautiful barrels and artwork. So good little pirate theme in Mr. and Miss Crab. I'm liking that. So we are seated at our table. Let's take a look over the menu. There are appetizers like crab cakes and chicken wings and hush puppies. They do have fried pickles and onion rings. They do have a soup and salad option with lobster bisque, New England clam chowder. Then they have house salads. They do oysters, raw or steamed. From the something fried section, there is fried shrimp, fried scallops. There is catfish bites and chicken nuggets. Then on the back, there is the get your hands dirty section. This is what we are here for, these seafood bowls. They do have the chef's pick special combo, so you can kind of mix and match. They've got the Big Eats, Cupid's combo, a create your own seafood bowl, which is probably what we'll do today because you can mix and match a half pound or a pound. They do have a warning on their sauce levels that they are hotter than most restaurants, and our waitress has already warned us about this, so we may just kind of keep it with that Mr. and Miss Crab where it's a mixture of all of those sauces. They also do the lunch specials, something fried and a seafood bowl. That is Monday through Friday from 12 to 3 p.m. For the create your own seafood bowl, every half pound comes with one potato and every pound comes with one corn and one potato. And then you get to choose your choice of seasoning and spice level. And like I said, we are going to go for that Mr. and Miss Crab seasoning today. There is also a Mr. and Mrs. Crab's signature sips menu with Krabby cocktails and also shots. They have a Mr. and Mrs. Crab shot menu that is $8 each or 2 for $14. They also have a Crabarita, a Pirate's Booty, the Shipwreck, the Florida Hurricane, Hennessy Lemonade, and more. And you can add a power up to any cocktail for $3. They also have sodas, house cocktails, beers, wines, and they do a happy hour Sunday through Thursday from open to 5 p.m. and then from 8:30 p.m. to close. This does include $2 draft beers, $3 house wines, and $4 house cocktails. There is also the Juicy Refreshers for $5.95. They have pineapple passion fruit, strawberry, jasmine white peach, mango, passion fruit, and kumquat lemon. You can make it boozy for just $5 more. And since we just so happened to be here during happy hour today, we ordered the Michelob Ultra beer pitcher for just $13. Fun fact, seafood bowls trace back to southern coastal traditions like Louisiana Cajun bowls and where I'm from, South Carolina Low Country bowls. So trust when I say this girl knows all about her Low Country bowls. Many seafood bowl restaurants intentionally cover their tables with butcher paper because cracking crab legs and peeling shrimp gets very messy very fast. Their slogan is "Let's be together" here at Mr. and Miss Crab, and I love that they have went all in on that. We've got our paper plates here. We also have our gloves that we will definitely need because, like I said, this is going to get messy. They gave us some of the wet naps so that we can kind of clean up our hands afterwards. We have our crackers for our crab legs so that we can crack those legs open. Just getting the table set up, got our bucket for our shells, and then our gloves and our bib that we need to put on because I've already warned you, we are gonna get messy, Vivacious viewers. All right, our seafood bowl is officially here and this thing is loaded. We couldn't decide what we wanted to mix and match, so we went with the chef's combo called Big Eats. This is half a pound of snow crab legs, half a pound of headless shrimp, half a pound of green mussels, half a pound of blue mussels, half a pound of crawfish, and half a pound of sausage. Plus it includes 2 corn and 2 potatoes, and we went with the Mr. and Miss Crab combo seasoning. Gotta cover the watch. You got like the big mussels. Then you can see the difference between the blue. This is a green mussel. And then the blue mussel. Crawfish. Ooh. And what else? Oh, there should be a shrimp. Oh yeah, big shrimp. Look how big that is. Oh, you have to peel these. Here down the middle. And then you just pull the shell right off. Everything comes with it. And then you give it to your boyfriend to enjoy. All right, now let's talk about the crawfish. These were definitely the most interactive part of the meal. If you've never had crawfish before, they take a little work to peel, but honestly, that's part of the seafood bowl experience. Once you crack them open, the meat inside is super tender and kind of sweet. There was a buttery flavor mixed with the Cajun season, and these really soaked up all of those spices from the bowl. So every bite had a lot of flavor packed into such a small piece of meat. They also had a little bit more of that classic Louisiana style seafood bowl taste compared to some of the items that were in this seafood bowl. The shrimp were big and delicious. They had a nice snap to them and soaked up all that garlic butter flavor perfectly. They were juicy, flavorful, and honestly, one of the easiest things to just keep eating nonstop. These are easy to peel and easy to eat, and were very flavorful. The green mussels were a little bigger and meatier with more of that rich seafood flavor, while the blue mussels were softer and lighter and really soaked up the seasoning well. If you love seafood flavor, the mussels are definitely where it's at. And if you've seen our previous seafood videos, you know I am a huge fan of mussels. I will say I think that the snow crab legs were probably the star of the whole meal. They were super tender and sweet and covered in that buttery Cajun Mr. and Miss Crab seasoning. Once you cracked into them, the meat just pulls right out and then melts in your mouth. I'm usually really good at cracking legs. This was kind of a bad example for me here. Ever since Steven and I moved to Florida, we started a little tradition where we go out and celebrate on our year anniversary with crab legs. We are celebrating 3 years in Florida today. 2.5 years we spent in St. Augustine, and now we have been 6 months in Celebration, Florida. I can't believe it. And honestly, with all of the crab leg spots around Central Florida and throughout Florida in general, we could keep this tradition going on forever as long as we live in Florida. So stay tuned for many more seafood spots coming your way. Overall, I feel like this seafood bowl really delivered on exactly what you want from a place like this. Everything came out steaming hot and seasoned very well, and the portion size honestly felt pretty massive for the price. The garlic butter and Cajun flavor, the Mr. and Mrs. combination sauce, if you will, was probably the biggest standout because every single thing in the bowl soaked it up differently. The crab legs were definitely the star for me, but honestly, there really wasn't anything in the bowl that felt disappointing. The shrimp were flavorful, the mussels soaked up all the seasoning, the crawfish had the classic seafood bowl taste, and even the potatoes and corn were packed with flavor. It is definitely one of those meals where you come for the full experience of putting on the bib and your gloves, getting messy and cracking shells open, and just taking your time eating delicious food. As for whether we would come back, honestly, it's a yes, especially since crab legs and seafood have become part of our yearly Florida tradition. This feels like one of those fun casual spots that you can come and have a big seafood feast and don't mind getting your hands dirty. This place is all about the laid back, messy seafood bowl vibe that I love. The paper covered tables, the buckets and bags of seafood, all of the hanging decor, the sharks, the pirates, the feel that you are under the sea. Really love the environment here, very casual, laid back. Love eating with my hands, being messy, such a fun part of the experience. And between the decor, the seasoning, and how much food you actually get, this place really delivers on the classic seafood bowl feel that you are coming here for. If you are in Central Florida and craving a messy, flavorful seafood feast, this is definitely one to check out. And for a better reference for the location, Mr. and Miss Crab is located directly across the street from Old Town Kissimmee. I'm sure y'all have heard me talk about that in my previous Central Florida videos. Old Town is such a fun spot. Can't wait to share those videos with you guys. And if you watched my Shop With Me video recently where I went to the Dollar Tree, this place is in the same shopping center as the Dollar Tree that I shopped at. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a better location of where you can find Mr. and Miss Crab Juicy Seafood Bar. If you haven't already, be sure to go hit that subscribe button. If you like our Central Florida Eat series, be sure to comment down below and tell us where we should eat next. Stay vivacious, viewers, and we'll see you on our next video.